What's up, everybody? Welcome to Gamescast Now, episode 63, topic 2. I'm Alex, and this is our conversational gaming show, a show that airs every other week, Monday and Wednesday. Now, in this video, I want to follow up another video I did actually a while ago, and I talked about future Dead by Daylight killers, and this video blew up, and I'm really happy for it. I'm hoping a video like this one, gets pretty big too, and actually we get some feedback, and we get people talking about it, because I want to talk about how Ghostface should be the next killer in Dead by Daylight. Now, it's a little bit, I'll come out and just say it's a little bit of a clickbait thing because I'm aware of the situation. I'm a huge Dead by Daylight fan, huge Dead by Daylight player. I understand what the actual situation over there is, and the fact that the next two killers, as far as we know, are not licensed killers. They're completely made up by the studio. So I understand that. So, saying Ghostface should be the next Dead by Daylight killer, really, technically, I'm saying it should be the next licensed Dead by Daylight killer. So I'm not saying this killer is going to come out this month or next month or even this year or next year. I'm saying I want Ghostface in this game more than I want a lot of things in life. When I made the video, Future Dead by Daylight Killers, and like I said, it blew up. Ghostface was one of the three. I talked about three killers that I wanted to see in Dead by Daylight, and Ghostface was my number one. It's the most important thing for me. And, ever since I made that video, and I've gotten tons of comments back on the video saying that I'm right, saying that I'm wrong, saying I don't know what I'm talking about, all sorts of things on that video. But overall, I feel like Ghostface was a really good move to include in that video. I think it got very positive reception. And ever since then, the build for it, I feel like, has been getting higher and higher. There's a very popular YouTuber, Salmonation, that maybe you guys have seen. He plays Dead by Daylight. He makes the parody videos for Dead by Daylight, Friday the 13th. He does a lot of different stuff, and I really like his Dead by Daylight videos. I think they're very funny. And I feel like I skipped it because I watched the parody ones, and he normally does the parody ones after every new killer comes out, and I must have skipped it, but back like 5 months ago, he did one on literally Ghostface in Scream in Dead by Daylight, and he had Nev Campbell's character, Sidney Prescott, as a survivor. And, this is just too easy, in my opinion, for why it's not actually a killer already, because I feel like it's just so easy and the most natural one to put in the game. I mean, he's a hack and slash killer, and definitely, like I said, go back and watch that video I did, Future Dead by Daylight Killers. It is a Gamescast. I talk all about him. I actually give every killer I mentioned in that video, I say what powers they would have. And, again, the survivor part of it, too, is super easy, too. I mean, they already kind of copied Laurie Strode, and they did the Halloween survivor with Michael Myers. And yes, they call Michael Myers something different, but they had basically the copycat versions of Michael Myers and the main girl. Now, they could do the same thing for Scream. They could have her character be Sidney Prescott. They could have her be something else and have her look like Sidney Prescott. It doesn't really matter, but really, I mean, that's a truly easy survivor killer matchup. But I talk all about the perks, I think, and all the things I think the Ghostface killer would do. And like I said, ever since I made that video, I just feel like the build-up has been getting bigger. I really do feel like it's a natural thing that this is happening. And, here's the thing. I like the killers they're producing. I really did like the clown. I felt like the clown didn't have enough time to breathe, because I feel like the spirit came out really quickly after the clown. And I love the spirit. I think the spirit is a fantastic killer. Super scary. Very original, so I definitely like that. But it doesn't seem like anybody's really playing as both of these characters, but you really see a lack of the spirit. When the clown came out, I feel like a lot of people were playing the clown immediately after its release. I don't see that with the spirit, and there has been speculation that a lot of people were saying that they were waiting to earn the points in-game to buy her. That's very fair. I actually have enough points to buy the next killer, so I'm probably not going to use real-world money to buy whatever the next killer they release is. But, so here's the thing. Here's the roadmap, is we still have two more killers that are going to be non-licensed, that they are just going to make up, and that's the winter killer and the spring killer. Now, after that, we really don't know, and Dead by Daylight has never gone this far without having a licensed killer. So by the time we're done with the spring killer, I've got to imagine that the next year's roadmap, year 4's roadmap, has to include a licensed killer. It could also possibly include the next game. They could maybe stop after year 3 and say, hey, here's bright news. We're still going to maybe support the game. Maybe we'll have one or two more killers, but we're making it Dead by Daylight 2. Maybe that's possible. I don't necessarily see that. I see that maybe as a next-gen thing. I think when the PlayStation 5 and the Xbox whatever comes out in 2020, I feel like in a couple years, the time would be then for a Dead by Daylight 2. If that were ever to happen, they don't have to. The formula is pretty simple in Dead by Daylight in terms of what you have to do. There's not much of it. You can't really improve that all that much other than fixing bugs and stuff like that. Obviously, it's going to continue to not look as amazing, so they're going to have to work on that. But other than that, they pretty much can just keep keep what they're doing going. But in my opinion, Ghostface, I feel like, has to be the next licensed killer. I know there's a lot of killers in line. I know I talked about 2 more in that video. I know people responded with a ton of killers and a lot of really, really good suggestions. There were a lot of good suggestions of how to use these killers, but I really do feel like Ghostface is the top of line. You see that especially now around Halloween. You know, I'm a huge Scream fan, but I do tend to even sometimes forget how important, how big Scream is. You see Ghostface masks in every single Halloween place or any single Halloween section in any store. You just do. The movies are insanely popular. They still have reruns in it. Like I said, I really didn't know Salmonation, who is a big time YouTuber. I can't believe he actually made a video just about that. It's almost as if, like, how can you watch that and how can that get 1-2 million views or whatever many it got? And how can you not say, like, people want this? I think people really do want this. I mean, he literally made a video on it. And, you know, I'm not the biggest YouTuber in the world, but my video blew up and it got people, and Scream, Ghostface was the #1 killer I talked about. It's the very first thing I talked about in that video. So I think the want for it is there. I think that coming back with a licensed killer, Ghostface is probably the biggest one left. I mean, yes, Jason, maybe Friday the 13th is a bigger name, but you can't do that just because of all the legal stuff. But there are other ones, you know, Chucky, Pinhead. There's a lot of other ones you could do, but I really do feel like Ghostface is the top of the line, and I really feel like that would bring a lot of new people to this game. So that's what I think. So let me know in the comments below, guys. What do you think about Ghostface? Do you think he should be a killer in Dead by Daylight? Do you think he should be the next killer in Dead by Daylight? Let me know. Make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel, podcast. Now, like I said, these Gamescast topics go up every other week, Monday and Wednesday. So in 2 weeks, we'll have a brand new episode for you guys, so we'll see you there.